Welcome. Okay, we're doing another cartoon here. Um, I've got the caption right here, and we're gonna get jump right in here. This is kind of one of my favorite themes for cartoons, and it's just pointing out some basic differences between outlooks on life. I'm gonna start. I got a big old fat guy and a kind of a normal or a skinny guy, and I am going to try to use this pilot razor point, see how that goes. Um, and it's this one's kind of a fun one for me. I like to I like to make fun of of basically liberal versus conservative ideologies and expectations and stuff. And so this one's kind of a pretty typical thing. You can only make fun of certain people. Everybody else is protected. So this one is your typical kind of hyper, like a social justice whiny guy, and he's got his lucky crystal. And I made this pen. I'm not liking to. It's a little thicker than I want. It's okay. It's just I was thinking it was gonna write. I think all these pens that I have here are the pens, not the pencil, are all the same thickness on the label, but when you actually use them, they're different. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. So this uh, this pen is just a little thicker than I thought it was going to be, but I'll make it work. I'll soldier on. Bravely soldier on. That's what I'm about, soldiering. And here we go. Just gonna swing this over here, and we have an arm, a few lines. And so, anyway, I just like to point out hypocrisy, double standards, just the crazy nonsense that goes on with some of the thought processes, the hyper triggered whiners that nobody can take any criticism anymore, and if you say anything bad about anybody, you're a bad person. Anyway, this is a little bit of a play on that, and I like drawing. I like drawing non-standard people, people that are either fat or short or slim or they're just more fun to draw. So anyway, that's the name of that tune. So I like drawing those odd shaped people, and he's an odd shaped person, and he's just a big old guy. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but uh, it seems like instead of so too many people are militant about their size and shape and hyper. I mean, you can't have any fat guy jokes anymore. Basically, is the thing. I grew up, you could have fat guy jokes, and no one would really care, or there was fat guys were usually jollier. I don't know why they weren't always so offended by everything. So there's my big old fat guy. I gotta give him a latte cup. How do you? I'm gonna throw in a latte cup right there. He's got his crossed fingers. his thing. So there's my big fat guy that didn't take too long. I gotta connect these dots, otherwise I might. I don't like to get too many lines going on because I don't know, just me. And now my other kind of just a normal dweeber guy. No, nothing fancy about him. He's just a normal guy. Just happens to be not much going on with him. He's just a guy in the crowd. Kind of trying to draw him as normal as possible. And I've noticed that, like, if you compare my stuff to Gary Larson, that Gary draws, although our styles are very similar. In fact, I kind of model myself a little after his whole style of cartoons. I don't have, I have some specific characters, but not a lot. But the his typical character, my typical character, looks more like this than this, and Gary's characters are fatter and pudgier, which is fine. It's just that I found that for whatever reason, my typical character is a thinner person, and that's. I don't know. It's just the way it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just because. Well, first of all, I take up less room. Sometimes that's a virtue in a comic that it's not taking up a lot of room, and you can fit more on. It kind of depends on what you got going on in the comics. So sometimes you need more or less room, and anyway, so I'm gonna throw. I mean, this is kind of a cheaty background. I'm just gonna put grass in the background. I'm gonna put some, as I always tend to do, put the typical litter we see on our streets around here. Anyway, the usually the latte cups laying all over everywhere. I don't drink lattes. I understand the whole latte scene. Tastes good. They're like adult. They're basically adult ice cream, or like an adult milkshake. Instead of drinking a milkshake or eating a donut, you do the latte. I understand and there's nothing wrong. It's just that so many of the self-righteous among us end up throwing those cups all over the place. We see them all over. So there it is. You know what? I'm just for fun. I'm going to throw in I'm going pretty fast. Just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and throw in a tree. I'm going to do a freestyle tree. I don't normally do that. I kind of like to work from a map, but I'm gonna kind of throw a small one in the background here, and I can move it around too. I don't have to keep it where it is. But I'll go ahead. It's going to be kind of in the distance a little bit. It's not going to be right in the foreground. So I'm just going to make this just to give, I don't know, I didn't have to do it. I just want to do some visual interest here. And I tend to put the weeds closer. Okay, so that's that comic. Well, drawn quickly. Well, it looks pretty nice. I'm going to sign it here. All right, we'll whip that into colored shape and see what we come out with. Dun, dun, dun. And here it is, the finished product. It came out pretty nice. And I'll just start out with my grade. I'm going C plus. It was a bit funny, not super funny. I like the drawing. I like the two characters. I like the big, I don't know, something about big fat guys I just like. And also with this drawing, I can kind of use this drawing again. It's kind of cheating, but I could just change just change the captions and kind of reuse this same basic drawing. So uh, that's always a good thing. So we'll just end this video with a happy note of a C plus and a competent cartoon. Not a thriller, but still one that goes in the books. Another down. I got a bunch more to go. I'll catch you in the next one.